have this beautiful ceramic palette that I made in pottery, and I would like to fill it up with a really fun, colourful palette, as you can tell from the full rainbow of colours here. Usually I try to make my palettes quite mixing friendly, but today I just wanted something that is fun. I mean, not that mixing palettes aren't fun, but I mean, this is just lots of colours, a lot of convenience colours and colours that I just find beautiful that I don't use enough because they're not in my regular palette. So I thought I'd set this up. And I also have this little mini one that I may just pick 12 out of to have just for when I don't want to be dragging out this ginormous studio palette. So I'm going to set this up sort of based on a colour wheel kind of thing, but a full colour wheel, so with blue, cyan, magenta, red, yellow and green. And you can see when I was making this, I put these little indicators on here to show me where the primaries and sort of secondary primaries are going to be. So we're going to have red, yellow, green, cyan, blue and magenta, and then a few in-betweeny colours. I mean, the colours I've picked don't fit this perfectly. They're not all the right hues. My yellows are slightly questionable, but I wanted to go away from something like, what's it called? Lemon yellow and bits. I'm really not a big yellow fan. I'm not enjoying yellows at the moment. So I thought I'd try something different, even though one of them is opaque. Anyway, I'm going off topic. So let's set this up, shall we? I'll show you my colour choices. We'll start with the primaries then, shall we? My primary red I've got as quinacridone red. I wanted something a little bit more pinky. I mean, I've got loads of reds. I've got cadmium red, Pearl Scarlet, Winsor red, smells brown really, but I wanted to go with something a little bit more pinky, a little bit more fun for spring and summer, something a little bit more pretty. Not that those aren't pretty, you know what I mean. I'm just picking colours I like, alright? I'm not going to put absolutely loads of pigment in here because this is a new palette setup for me. Obviously they're not in pans. I don't want to put loads of colour and then realise, oh, I actually don't like that in this palette. So I want to be able to use it for a while, and then once I'm happy with where the colours are and what I picked, I can then fill the pans full. So there's quinacridone red. Then we have permanent carmine, which is another Winsor and Newton colour. Transparent colour, non-granulating again. It's just slightly darker. It's like a blood red, isn't it? It's just beautiful. And not one I usually use, so I thought, why not? Bash it out, let's put it in this palette. Permanent carmine. This is a really old tube. I got this really cheap somewhere. And I'm very glad that I found it because it's not a colour I'd usually buy. Just squeeze that in. The next one we have is Daniel Smith Indian Red. It is a granulating reddish browny purpley colour. It's just stunning. So that one is going in there. I have a big tube of this. You can always tell I like a colour if I actually splash out and buy a big tube. Usually I wouldn't buy a big tube unless I've already had a smaller tube of it before and used the whole thing and, you know, gone, yeah, that's a colour for me. Next we're going to move on to the purples. Wait, what am I doing? I said I was going to do the primaries first and then I've just gone and done the reds. Or the reds and pinks. Right, let's stop. Let's go do the primaries first. Right. For our primary yellow, I've gone for a Daniel Smith Nico Azo yellow. Now this one is a bit far out for me because I usually use yellows like cadmium yellow, bismuth yellow I really like, hands yellow I prefer the medium to the light, and sort of lemon yellow, and I just don't know what it is. Yellows are just not, they're just not doing it for me at the moment. So I have gone for really orangey yellows for this palette to sort of give them a go, play with them and see how they interact with other colours. So my sort of primer yellow, which isn't really a primer yellow, I've gone for is a Nickel Azo yellow by Daniel Smith. So we shall pop that in its prime spot. Again, I'm not going to put too much down because I may change this. I'm just going to put that amount down for now and then put this back in its place. Let's go on to our cyan colour. So what have I put here? I've put phthalo green Oh no. Oh, it's not that cyan really. This is more of a cyan colour. What is wrong with me? This video is an absolute mess, but I'm probably still going to upload it. This isn't cyan. This would be green, Louise. This would be green. Phthalo green I'm having as my green because it's my favourite green, alongside cobalt turquoise. So phthalo green, blue shade, because there is another shade. Daniel Smith, another transparent colour, non-granulating. I have got a few granulating colours in this palette, but not that many. You are going to be my primary green, you lucky thing. And then now we are going on to cyan, because cyan sits here. I have picked phthalo turquoise. Actually, this colour, cerulean blue, could also be my cyan as well. So I've kind of got two little cheeky cyans tucked into this palette. So we'll get our phthalo turquoise out. Winsor and Newton. Phthalo turquoise, here we go. I'm sure I've got a big tube of this somewhere. Oh, what am I doing? I've done it at the top. Oh my God, what is wrong with me today? What? This video is an absolute, like, fail. Oh well. Here we go, look. There we go, look, that's better. That's fine, Annette. Who cares? Who cares? Oh my God. Right, let's pop this here. I'm sure, like, only, like, everyone's going to have clicked off by this point in the video, so I can just do what I want now, can't I, really? Yeah, this is why I'm not going to do any more live streams, because I am just a mess of a human being. French ultramarine is my primary blue. Again, Winsor and Newton. Most of these are Daniel Smith or Winsor and Newton colours. I have got a little bit of Schmincke, a little bit of Core, a little bit of Lukas in there. And that's just as very specific reasons why I bought them colours. The yellows were mainly because, like I said, I wanted all of these different brands other than Daniel Smith and Winsor & Newton. That's because I wanted some different yellows specifically. I've got one by Holbein, which is a pink because it's a really nice bright pink, although it is a fugitive colour. And then one by Schmincke, which I wanted to compare to the Daniel Smith Moon Glow. So yeah, I have a few deviations from my standard Daniel Smith and Winsor & Newton. So yeah, anyway, I'm talking too much. French ultramarine. Oh, that's on there tight. Oh my God, it's going to give me a blister. When in doubt, use your teeth. No, you probably shouldn't if you get it in your mouth, but I might be doing that. Right, there we go. Oh no! What is wrong with me? I should really stop recording now and just abandon this video, but I'm not going to. I'm going to finish this. Right, French ultramarine, because I want to use this palette. I'm just going to spread it about a bit. Then we're going to pick you out of the phthalo turquoise. Why in every video that I make do I get absolutely covered in paint? I promise, when I am doing things normally, I don't get covered. But as soon as the camera's on, I don't know, for like pressure or something, and then just make a mess absolutely everywhere. French ultramarine, you take your place as the worthy winner of the primary blue title. Now onto our magenta. I've gone for Holbein's Bright Rose, this is called, but I haven't written Bright Rose on there for some reason. But yeah, really bright, vivid pink colour. Like I say, not trying to put too much on because I want to be able to change this if I do not like it. I think you are going to be swapped out for something, which means I can actually pick another red. So I might even go with a brownie red. Because I've got Indian red though, haven't I? Here's the thing about picking palettes. You just change your mind all the time, don't you? Do you know what I'm going to go with? I really like Pimento Genuine. Where is it? I want to go with something, yeah, a bit more browny. I like both these colours. I prefer this one because the granulation is just really cool on it. But it's definitely too similar to Indian red, isn't it? So I can't really, you can tell I like similar colours, can't you? I need to find something else. I don't want to go with like your standard burnt sienna, all that stuff. Do you know what? I could go with just a complete wild card and go with like a shell pink to have something really odd in there. I think we're going to go with Daniel Smith Rhodonite Genuine. It's a non-granulating, transparent colour, because this one is semi-opaque and it's doesn't fit quite as well. I think I'm going to go with that because that's very different from all of the other colours that I've got in there at the moment. So I'm sorry, Cobalt Violet, but you have just been kicked out of the party. You're going back in there for another day. So moving on to purple colours. This is just like gorgeous in between of purple and a pink. Like the granulation is purple, but the actual colour is pink. It's just beautiful. This is Rose of Ultramarine by Daniel Smith, and it's just a really special colour. Let's pop you in here. Next up on the list, these two colours are very similar. I will be honest, but do you know what? I like them both, so I'm going to put them in there. We have Daniel Smith Moonglow and Schmincke Tundra Violet. And I mean, the difference is this one is kind of peachy violet. And then this one is like grey, purpley violet. It's just, this one has just got like an earthy undertone. This one doesn't. So I think they're really useful to have for doing different things. But I don't love one better than the other. They can be like little twins, but not identical twins. They are just fraternal twins. And I love them equally, so they are both going in my palette because when you make palettes, you make the rules. And even if someone goes, oh, you only those two colours, they're too similar, I like them, so I'm putting them in there. So let's put you there. Sorry, that's probably a really annoying tapping. Oh dear. And then we have Moonglow, which both these colours are granulating, obviously. Just stunning. Just beautiful colours. Next, into the blue to, I was going to say aqua to cyan section, I went with Daniel Smith Lavender, just because it's a beautiful colour and I want it in there. I think this is more of an opaque colour. It's granulating though. So maybe I'm lying. I would look it up, but I can't be bothered. There we go. That really is like a proper lavender colour, isn't it? Just so yummy. The next one we have is Lunar Blue by Daniel Smith. Again, a granulating colour. I mean, doesn't that, just a swatch looks like under the sea, like the waves or something. It's just lovely. This video is just going to be me telling you that all of these are lovely, isn't it? Oh dear. So there we have it, Lunar Blue. And then next, which is my other cyan-y colour, probably a bit more of a true cyan than a phthalo turquoise, is the Cerulean Blue. Again, I love this colour, hence why I have it in a big tube from Daniel Smith. And this colour is actually granulating, but I feel like it's really not very strongly granulating. It is granulating. Yeah, it is, yeah. It is, but it's like a little bit granulating. Next we have the absolutely stunning Cascade Green by Daniel Smith. I always call this sea green by accident because I feel like this should be a sea green because of the way it's got that mix of like cyan and like seaweedy kind of colour. But yeah, it's called Cascade Green, but it's really lovely and granulating, and it comes out with just all these beautiful patterns when you lay it down. It's quite unpredictable, but that's kind of why it makes it exciting to use. Cascade Green, in we go. Splosh you down. Next we have a favourite of mine, Pyroline Green. This might actually be my favourite green, obviously after phthalo green, but that's a lot brighter, but like proper dark, earthy, natural, mossy, delicious green is Pyroline Green, which again is why I have a big tube of it, because I know I like this green. It took me a long time to figure out what greens I like, and this is definitely one of them. Then we have Cobalt Turquoise Violet. I think I put this in every palette because this sort of tealy colour is just my favourite colour. I just love it. It's just beautiful. I mean, look at my clothes. Like, I always have some version of this colour on. all the time. I have Jadeite Genuine, which is one of their granulating green tones again. I think it's part of that. It's part of a series of granulating colours that Daniel Smith has. Where are you hiding? Here you are. I have a little tube of this I've used about half of it. These two greens, I feel like I should like them, but I very rarely use them and I don't like them that much. So I'm trying to make myself like them by putting them in this palette. It will mean I'll play with them more. I never put them in my palettes, so I'm never really giving them a chance. So this palette is these guys' chance to shine. We have Hooker's Green and Olive Green. Olive Green I prefer more, although I think the Daniel Smith one I've had before is much nicer than the... Not much nicer, it's just different. It's not nicer, it's all personal preference, isn't it? Non-granulating and transparent again. And the Hooker's Green, we're going to slip you in there because I don't use you enough and I'm sorry, I've never given you a chance. So we're going to give you a chance in this palette. So let's grab you out the box. Olive Green, because you're the closest at hand. Sploosh you down. And finally we have the yellows and the oranges. I mean, they're not very yellow, are they? We've got our Nicaraguan yellow, which is pretty yellowy. These are my new colours that I want to try. So Naples Yellow by Schmincke. My other Naples Yellow is the Winsor and Newton one, and it's very different from this one. I saw someone, I can't remember which YouTuber, using this colour, and I thought, you know what, I want to give that one a go. I'm gonna branch out and I'm gonna try and use something other than Daniel Smith and Winsor and Newton. So yeah, I've picked this one to give it a go. So I'm gonna pop that in this palette. I've also gone with the Lukas Naples Yellow Reddish. Again, I saw that, I cannot remember which video it was, but it was another YouTuber, so thank you very much for your wonderful video. Because I was looking for different yellows basically, and this one came up sort of in the yellowish part of the video. So I thought I'd give it a go because it was pretty cheap. Lukas is like cheap compared to Daniel Smith and Winsor and Newton, and you get like this big chunky 24mm tube. So if I like this, I may end up getting a few more of these colours after I've finished some other colours. Oh, it is very thick though. Oh, you thick. Ooh. So that's kind of my orangey colour. And then this colour I've been wanting to get for a long time. This is Core Quinacridone Gold. Now I really love, if I can find it in here, the Daniel Smith Quinacridone Gold and the Winsor and Newton Gold Ochre. I really like these colours, and when I saw someone using this, the first thing I thought is that really looks like a combination of these two colours, and I love these. So I thought, you know what, next time I do buy some paints, I'm going to get this. So I did, and I'm going to test it out in this palette, but it looks delicious. So I'm very glad with that purchase. So we're going to pop, although I will say, Core, or however you say this, very expensive compared to like the really cheap Lukas paint. This is like probably one of the most expensive watercolours I've ever bought. It is ridiculously expensive, so it better be good. I wonder why all of my lids are stuck on the top of the tubes, and that's because I mixed the paint with the top of the tube before putting it back on. I just like to set a challenge for myself, you know. I'm still going to do it with this one. It's probably going to really trigger someone, isn't it? You can see that I do it all the time because you can see it's on there. But yeah, I don't care. They're my paints. I will do what I like with them. I'm sure that little smudge of blue has probably been bothering someone. Not me though.